What is up, guys, and welcome. Oh, Chris having a little zoom movement. I like it. Nice start. Good start to the pod. Hope everyone is doing great. Today, we are going to talk about organized play. We have had a huge announcement today from Fantasy Flight about organized play. So we are going to discuss that, and we're also going to discuss the results of Emmy and Chris's epic case battle. They both opened a case on our channel and on Chris's own channel, so you can go watch those videos if you're interested in seeing people open pools.
Doing some thumbnails there. Ollie's the champion of thumbnails.
That's going to be the podcast thumbnail.
Right, thumbnails completed.
In a box, I found nothing. Oh my god.
It's true. We're in a good mood today. But anyway, let's see how we're doing. Ollie, how are you? I'm going to go a different way this week. How are you feeling?
I'm doing good. I'm well excited. There's a bunch of events kicking off in August that I now get to.
Well, I mean, I don't think we can talk about them just yet, but there is a bunch of stuff going on in August. I mean, none of them are announced, right?
Oh, I was thinking the one in Dark.
What do you mean the Dark Sphere case tournament's announced?
Oh, is it announced? I thought it wasn't announced yet. Okay, well that's cool. Yeah, Dark.
It's
and that's the only thing we're talking about.
announced. It was confirmed yesterday, so
Oh, okay.
just not announced yet. But we can talk about it for sure.
All right. Well, there's events coming up in August.
It's a case tournament.
There's events coming up in August, Ollie. So you're excited to get stuck in with set 2. So you're enjoying the new set, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to traveling over to Dark Sphere and seeing everyone from the podcast in real life again.
Oh yeah. What about you, Emmy? How are you enjoying set 2 since launch?
Good. I am so addicted. I'm like that meme of like, do you guys have any more of that? But I'm like, do you guys have any more of those pose? Because I'm looking for 2 pose.
Oh, the crackhead.
I went for
meme,
a draft yesterday, and 2 guys pulled it. I can't complain because I pulled another dragon, so I'm at 4 dragons now. One is IP as well. So no, I'm really enjoying it. I'm looking for like new lists, but I'm playing new hand green, and it's just so satisfying to just drop bombs each turn from turn 3 essentially. It's so fun. So
you feel like you're really getting to grips with the competitive side of the game now. You were playing more sort of draft and sealed before, but now you're hitting the constructed. How's it feeling?
Yeah, after you guys bullied me to get a case.
Bullied you?
No idea.
That is like the biggest
nudge I've ever seen.
That
Would
is
anyone like
nonsense.
the case? Emmy, immediately, yeah, go on. What do you mean? I'll get a case.
As long as we film it, I'll get it.
Snap decision. No, it was
The best decision of your life, let's face it.
Actual waffle.
of my life. Yes.
What about you?
Best decision of my life.
What about you, Chris? What about you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm really excited for October. Well, for August and for October. We knew that those of us at Games Expo knew that there was going to be stuff happening in October, so we're going to talk about that, which is going to be super exciting. I've been really enjoying playing set 2. So the lads we had a little fun testing session Monday, which was good times, and grinded some more games last night with a mate. Yeah, I'm just very, very excited to play lots of Star Wars.
Oh yeah. So on that note, let's start talking about season 0, guys. So Fantasy Flight did a little Q&A. Well, not Q&A today. They just did a little announcement session where they talked about the upcoming first season. But they've decided that they're going to do a season 0. It feels like a kind of a beta test situation where they're sort of getting to grips with the demand and everything else to do with the organized play with this game. So Chris kindly sent a bunch of bullet points, which we're going to just go through and kind of discuss. So they're calling it season 0 for a start, which indicates that it's kind of like a beta test sort of thing. What are your guys' thoughts on them sort of testing the waters with this tournament, these tournaments and things?
So one thing I guess the main thing to clarify about this being season 0 and not season 1 is they are not starting the point system until next year.
Yeah.
Which I think that was one of the things I was really looking forward to, and initially when they said that, I was like, oh, that's really disappointing, because that was sort of the whole reason why I was very high on this game. Like one of the reasons, because I'm sick and tired of all these games with, worlds that are basically impossible to get to. That being said, and we'll talk about that more later, I'm sure. I think it's very, very good that on this live stream they were very much like, hey, just like we want to see how this goes, and we want everyone to tell us how we can make it better before they really get things going in year 2. I thought it was very positive how much they were emphasizing wanting to get as much feedback as possible.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're trying not to run before they can walk, which is quite the opposite of a lot of companies that are putting out games at the moment, Bandai. But yeah, so it's kind of cool that there's no point system. The exclusivity is good, like you say. They're got to just see how the player base reacts to it, and I'm really keen on this kind of idea. So they've named it the Planetary Qualifiers, and they're going to be starting in October, Emmy. So I'm not sure if you watched the stream yourself, Emmy, but they're basically doing stuff in like on a like local level as well as regional level. It looks like.
Is it worth doing a quick breakdown for people who?
Yeah, I was looking at. We put on screen maybe that breakdown that we're looking at? That could be interesting.
Well, so
it's going to be really hard to see it on the screen because
there's a lot of.
So
parts.
what I can do is they have so they've got this old graphic not graphic, but they have got an old sort of explanation which they put out on the website ages ago, right when the game first came out. So just for fundamentals, so people know what the structure is.
Mm-hmm.
There's at the top you have Galactic Championships, which is World Finals. This is your big thing. Everything leads up to that. And then underneath that, you have 3 levels of competitive events that can qualify you for the Galactic Championship. Caveats here. Everything I'm saying is what it was in previously. They have announced changes to it for season 0, but just yeah. So planetary qualifiers take place on the local level, organized by local game stores, and they've given us some indication of how many they're going to be.
And this is what's initially starting in October. So
yes, so this is what's starting in October, and so these are one-day events, prizes for participation and final placement. And the sell on this was if you placed high enough. So if you placed high enough in the event, you would earn tournament points, and if you won, that would be enough points to get you to the Galactic Championship. So just winning a planetary qualifier was sufficient. And I think this was a lot of our first tips that like, oh, they want Worlds to be big. They don't want it to be like, this is less One Piece, less Yu-Gi-Oh, more Pokemon. And also they're going to rotate through the stores that hold them each set. So if your locals doesn't have it for set 3, for example, it might have it for set 4. That's planetary. Sector, I think you can sort of imagine this as like a regionals or a nationals. So these are 2-day events, and they are they also going to have side events, and this is where you'll see prize walls. So they're not going to have prize walls at planetary qualifiers, but they will at these. There'll be prizes for participation and placement.
Sorry, what's prize walls?
So a prize wall is good question. A prize wall is basically they have a wall. It's a selection of different prizes, and you get points depending on how high you've placed, and that number of points is linked to your account, so you can save them up, and you redeem points for stuff on the wall. So this could be anything. It could be like sealed product. It could be T-shirts. It could be exclusive playmats.
It's for like side events as well, Emmy. So like like you do a draft event, and then if you win 3 games, you'd get X amount of points towards the prize wall, kind of thing. The idea is you over the weekend you accumulate the amount of points you want for whatever prize you want on the board.
Like being at those arcades that your grandparents might take you to.
Yeah, with the tickets.
You get the little tickets and shit.
Exactly.
You can imagine it as like, instead of Battle Spirits Worlds having a top 64 like storage box, you got enough points to redeem that from the prize wall, but you could also get anything else you wanted, right? You could save those points and maybe get a top 8 promo card, whatever have you, right? So that's sector qualifiers, and you also get points based on how well you place.
Yeah, I think for those as well, most likely there'll be more spots up for grabs for the tournament. Like, I doubt they're going to just make it just first place in that instance. It'd probably be like top 16, get an invite to Worlds or something like that.
I would have thought it would be...
Or a bye, sorry.
Yeah, so I would have thought that is what it would have been. Yeah, something on that scale, maybe top 8, but like, yeah, definitely more than just first place.
Yeah.
And I would have guessed there will be something like, I don't know, 10 to 20 of these per set across the world.
Wow,
something in that.
I mean, that would be amazing. I the more events, the better. Really, like, I get really addicted if they're like once a month and we're like, jetting all over the place.
I imagine
really
that's
fun.
Kind of what it would be, because you imagine, right, like, you know, you'll have 2 or 3 in America, and you'll probably want each country in Europe will probably want to do one. And then any other territories where the game is like has a significant presence, probably quite easy to hit 10 of these, and once every 4 months is not that often. So I think that's a reasonable amount that we could expect. No insider info here, I'm literally just spitballing. And then the regional qualifier is the biggest tier that leads to the Galactic Championship. So this is, again, a 2-day event. This is the one we know the least about. This also has side events. It just says larger scale, greater prizing. You get more tournament points at a regional qualifier than at any other qualifier event. So, interestingly, that means that you can earn significantly more points than you need to qualify for Worlds, right? Because you earn enough points to qualify for Galactic at Planetary. But here you can earn way more. And why would you want to do that? We'll come to that momentarily. It also says the tournament structure may have 1 or 2 twists that are different from how sector qualifiers are run. I'm guessing that means draft, but we'll see.
These tournaments are all going to have unique tournament kits as well. That means like people are going to be getting exclusive promos for those specific level of tournament. So seems quite well thought out. And Chris, just referring back to the store level events, you did some math earlier, and you were saying that you think in the UK alone there should be potentially weekly events.
Yes. So the reason I think that is on the stream that they did. So they announced a few bits. Like most of the announcements were to do with planetary qualifiers, and I guess once we're done talking about this, we'll segue into Galactic, and then we can discuss all that. But just for the news. So they said that planetary qualifiers are going to start from October. There are going to be, they didn't tell us how many there were going to be in set 2, but we can infer it, because they said from set 3 onwards, they have tripled the number that it was going to be, and it's going to be 150 in set 3 and 150 in set 4. Now, just some simple maths, right? Divide that by 3, it's about 50. And then you also go, okay, hold on a minute. That means that they are going to do 50 qualifiers worldwide in October and the first week or so of November before set 3 comes out. And then for the rest of, they're basically going to be averaging, if there's 50 of these every month or so, they're going to be averaging like 10 to 15 every week worldwide. Which means, if you assume the UK is a fairly big market, it is. There's probably going to be 1 of these a week, maybe 2 in the UK.
Madness.
They're going to be everywhere. So it's going to be hard to not find one.
A lot of opportunities to get qualified for the bye. Then we don't actually have specific details of the tournament structure of the finals yet. So we don't know what the bye will actually get you past. But I mean, I speculated that it might be some kind of sort of last chance qualifier situation where it's a Swiss that the top sort of 25% or something get through to the next day. But yeah, no, it seems very cool and inclusive. What are your thoughts, Emmy?
No, yeah, a quick question more than thoughts. Also, Chris, thanks for doing all the hard work and getting all the info together. But like, I'm not familiar with the Fantasy Flight games that much. I know they have other games. Like, what's their history with organized play? Like, because they're doing this season 0 to see how it works. Like, do they have like other successful circuits? Like, do they have experience? I know they designed the first game. I don't know if the first game had an organized play. I don't know. Do you guys have more info on that?
Their reputation is not amazing. On their track record isn't great. It basically that's between like how long they support a game for, or the extent to which they support a game. Now, I will say, to give them credit, it's a lot harder to justify the spend you need to have a successful trading card game circuit on a living card game for two reasons. The first is there's a lot less money in a living card game. So for those of you who don't know, Fantasy Flight Games, previously, most of their games have been living card games, which is basically once a month, a booster pack comes out and it has 40 cards in it or whatever, but it's the same 40. And you buy one and that's it.
CCG?
Yeah.
Did they call it CCG? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So you might have heard of Legend of the Five Rings, for example, or the Game of Thrones living card game, or Android Netrunner. These are a lot of very, very successful living card game titles, which fundamentally just don't make anywhere near as much money as a TCG does.
They take away the gambling element, which is what gets the money in, right?
Yeah. And yes, and they charge like £10 or £15 for one of these, right? So you're getting 15 quid per player, if you're lucky, every month. Not that much compared to how much you could get from TCGs. Now, the second thing I think is the bigger bit is a lot of these games, I believe the structure is Asmodee owns FFG, and FFG a lot of the time were also having to deal with licensing, and so this is the first one of their games, as far as I understand it, where not only do they, outside of the licensing, they're basically paying for the IP, they own every other stage along the production line, basically. Like, all the profits are going to them. So they've got a hell of a lot more money that's coming in because it's TCG, and they have a lot more control because they're not just the distributor or they're not just the manufacturer. They are like all of it. So outside of the licensing, they're paying to Disney.
So they have no excuses to.
They have no excuse not to.
Well, I think what's good is that that they're taking their previous experiences into account, and the way they're approaching this it seems like a very fresh approach. They seem very player centric with the feedback and stuff they're kind of requesting, and also they're focusing in on player enjoyment, which is another thing that a lot of TCGs, in not just in structure and stuff, but in game design, have actually failed a lot of the player bases in recent times by just like putting out stuff which is, maybe too overpowered for the meta, or not fun, let's say, unless you're playing it.
Yeah.
But they seem to be taking a lot of care, which I really like. And I think, just judging from the way things have started with the game, I think it's looking very promising. I don't know how you feel about it, Ollie. You've played a lot of card games in your time. So
yeah, I was going to say, I think the main thing that Fantasy Flight Games can see right now that should hopefully keep them in the market to keep Star Wars Unlimited going is the fact that the game is doing extremely well. Like, I know that
money talks.
I think we mentioned earlier on in one of the episodes about, like, in the first week of set one, they just completely sold out of product.
They outsold their previous game. Its entire existence, kind of thing, in one week. Yeah. Which obviously, like you say, money talks. So obviously they're gonna be putting a lot more into it. But I mean, how are you feeling about it? Are you excited for the future? Because I mean, it seems like there isn't much negativity surrounding the game, which is not normal for the TCG community in general.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like you say, the people who are putting on the streams for the company and representing the company seems to be very they're very people facing. They're communicating a lot with the players. They're saying things like, I think they said they've got like up to set 9 already designed or something like that, right?
Yeah, they're working on it. Yeah.
So
And they have a huge list of testers as well. So
that's good too.
Seems like a big team. And talking of teams, they've actually announced today officially for the judge program. They've put a link up. We can probably put the link in our description, and you can now get in touch with them directly to Cascade Games and essentially, express your interest in judging the game. So judges are kind of a pillar of communities generally in card games, and they're kind of required.
You would say that though, wouldn't you?
Of course. They're required in tournament situations, and people to actually study and really take the job seriously is really required, I think, for success of games. So yeah, please get in there and become a judge, try and improve your local scene, and make sure everyone's enjoying themselves, because that's the main reason to become a judge, in my opinion, and no one's cheating, naughty cheaters. But yeah, no, and on that front, they also talked about improving the software. This might not be so relevant for a lot of players, but the tournament software that they've been beta testing that kind of thing. And yeah, they've announced today that they've got a whole new set to come out with season 1, which is exciting. It can only help the people running the tournaments. We also had some other updates this week, which we can go through. So we had an update to the tournament rules, which I think is very, very much needed.
Well, I don't know. Did we talk about the fact that the Galactic Championship is an open event? I feel like we didn't talk about that.
We mentioned it briefly, but I mean, you can go deeper into that before we move on.
I just feel like that's a pretty big one. Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, like, so before you had to qualify, so previously that's what you were earning the points for. And this is what I meant when I said, oh, well, they're getting rid of the points. That's really disappointing. Now what's going to happen? To go to the Galactic Championship, you just have to buy a ticket. Now, I think that's only for Season 0. It seems like, basically, unless that is a crazy success, and they would be, and the player feedback is such that there's no way they would revert to a point system, that's probably only going to be for this season. But that's amazing. And if you, of course, run the numbers, and we've worked out, there's the first place prize for winning the planetary qualifier is you skip straight to day 2. And that's a massive prize. And if you assume with sector and regional qualifiers that will also be on the line, maybe for top 8, maybe for top 16, there's probably something in the range of 500 players by the time summer 2025 rolls around, which is when the Galactic Championship will be, who are going to skip straight to day 2, which means this is going to be a massive event.
3 days for sure. 3 days.
3-day event. We're talking probably like 2,000, 3,000 players on day 1. I mean, that's crazy. I'm assuming you all want to go, but like, how do you feel about the fact that it has turned from a qualified? Like, I mean, I don't know. Do you think it's a positive that it's now you just buy a ticket, or do you think that's a negative?
I think it's good to have inclusivity. However, my main concern is availability. If the game has more than that many players interested, how are they going to deal with the demand? If it's just open,
like a raffle.
Yeah, I mean, but
that'd be awful. That'd be awful.
That's what I mean. Do you know what I mean? They're opening doors for issues, depending on demand, really. Because I definitely would go, even if it was in
first come first served. On the stream, they said as long as there are tickets, you can buy. So it doesn't seem like they're going to do a raffle.
I think it's fair on Season 0 because you don't have enough time to allocate points and make it fair on a qualifying basis.
Well, let's just hope that they have a good website and they give us a good amount of time to know when it's going to be up for sale.
It is worth saying that as Emmy pointed out, it's only 9 months, right, at best, and that's assuming that set 5 comes out right when the Galactic Championship is, which could be fun. That could be cool if they do it to coincide with that. But yeah, like 9 months is not that long when the seasons are meant to be 12.
No, for sure.
Yeah, I am a little bit sad from a player perspective because I was really looking forward to just the grind of the next 9 months. But I think it makes sense for season 0, like you say, it being 3/4 of the actual length. There's a lot less time for people to actually.
The inclusivity side of things will help the game grow as well. I think closing it off so early would maybe have a negative effect to players. You know,
and I guess it gives them more chances to sort of experiment with the structure of the Galactic Championships.
Yeah, and again, they were mentioning that they're focusing in on player enjoyment as well, which is they want to take away the pressure, I guess, in this season where you don't necessarily have to win all the events to get to the tournament. It's just kind of turning it into kind of bragging rights almost in a way that you don't have to play the first day event and you can do side events for the prize wall instead, kind of thing.
I'm sad that we can't compete on. Sorry, Krish.
No.
Yeah, I'm sad we can't compete on like who's accumulating more points. So I think we're gonna have
always
to have
gonna be great fun.
an internal MMR system.
No, we can because the goalpost just changed. How many day 2 passes did you win?
Yeah, that's just greedy though. You're just taking it away from other players.
It'll pass down, right? Like surely it'll pass down. There's no way it's gonna be like if you've already.
If it's not, give up your games if you've already won it.
Yeah.
Always give it to your opponent.
Massive.
Not be an ass.
Flag move, yeah. I mean, I guess my question to you all. There's a couple other little news updates just on the Galactic Championship before we do move on, Josh. But very quickly, I do want to ask, how sweaty are you all going to be with these planetary qualifiers? So it's probably going to be 1 a week, maybe 2. How many do you think? We could place a betting pool. How many do you think you're going to have to go to before you get your?
I'm going to win the first one.
Oh, big words!
And then I'll just watch everyone else play for the rest of the season.
Right. So Josh reckons he's got it in 1.
Yeah.
Emmy, what do you think?
Yeah, he's got it in 1 because he's going to the Manchester.
He's the only player at his level.
Emmy, you come here and just lose. Why don't you do that?
I'm traveling to Manchester whenever that happens.
I'll just make you sweat and then just concede the game. I didn't need that. It'd kick my ass anyway. I don't know. Like, I think I'm still gonna be up for like the grind, especially if there's like exclusive cards and just bragging rights. If they're bragging rights, I mean. I'll give myself 3 chances. I think in the first 3.
Confidence. I mean, I know I said first, but I was.
You just said the first.
Yeah, I was kind of being ironic about it. I probably.
I will hold you to this.
I probably won't even qualify. Even though it's invite only. Even though it's not invite only. Sorry.
You'll sleep through the deadline and just like all the tickets are gone.
What about Ollie will win first time.
I was gonna go for a solid 3, but I appreciate the confidence.
You got this.
I'm definitely gonna look to go to as many as I can.
Yeah, you got all your locals scared as well, so you got the psychological edge already. What about you, Krish? You think you can take down your locals?
I think London's got a few good players. I think I could win it on the first one. I would say I'm going to be like, I think if I haven't won it in 4, I'm going to be quite disappointed in myself. I'm going to be like, okay, like 4 chances, especially if they're all during set 2, is going to be a bit like, all right, come on, buddy. Like this is getting a bit embarrassing.
I mean, for me, I'm just going to practice my hardest and kind of stick to my guns like I did for UKG and just hope for a bit of luck on the day kind of thing. I think if you dedicate and practice enough with 1 or 2 decks, you're probably likely to be in it with a good chance of winning. Especially if you've got
that deck is decent.
Yeah, as long as the deck's good in the meta and you have decent opponents to practice with, like you fellas. So I think we will all do fine. But regardless, we qualify anyway, so it doesn't matter if we don't. But it will be funny. It will be funny if one of us don't get to day 2 and the other 3 do. Like the banter.
related to that, actually, I think this is so for me. I think this is an incredibly valuable prize for a couple of reasons. Firstly, if any of you have ever played in a 2-day event, like playing one whole day all the way through is exhausting, and then you get through to day 2, you're in top cut, you're already like nervous and you're a bit tired, and that's usually only a few rounds. Here, you're gonna have to do that the whole day 1 again to make it into day 3. It is going to be brutal. As far as I know, only like the Magic Pro Tour is like this grueling on a regular basis, right? So, firstly, you get to skip day 1. You get to relax, right? You get to
day 1 draft or
we don't know. I suspect there may be some
I think
drafting.
there might be some drafting there. Could be Twin Suns. Imagine that.
It might be that they
God.
don't do that till they might not do that till like season 1, right? They might keep it pretty simple for season 0. But here's the big thing, okay? So with the Galactic Championship, one of the major prizes in it, obviously there is all the stuff that you're going to be getting, right? Like exclusive prizing, the prize wall, all that stuff, right? Like cool. We know it's going to be world, it's going to be massive. Well, other bit is that if you make day 2, according to the website, you will or day 3, you are going to be earning tournament points towards the next season.
I'm glad you brought this up because I was literally about to mention this after you were done.
So this is the thing, right? So what that means is if you win your planetary qualifier or any of them, right? You not only do you skip a grueling day 1, probably having to battle it out with 2,000 other people, you skip that, and you immediately are going to be like launched off into season 1 with some points. It's probably not going to be that hard for you to qualify for the next Worlds.
Yeah, that's really
which
cool.
I think is absolutely massive.
I just love that they're being transparent about all this so early on. Like, do you know what I mean? It seems very well thought about. They're not leaving any sort of details held, really. I mean, I guess they are some big ones like for Worlds and stuff, but that's almost a year away. So no, it's all very exciting news, and I'm just pleased that they're being so transparent about it all. But yeah,
the last thing I want to flag very quickly.
No, that's fine.
They also say that if you don't make day 2, if you don't get the skip, you don't make day 2 after day 1, don't go home, because one of the side events. The side events at Worlds is going to be either a regional or a sector qualifier for the next season. So if you don't, if you didn't make day 2, whatever, while all the good players are in there, I get to play in this sector qualifier and potentially get way more tournament points than they were ever going to get in their silly little Worlds finals, right? So
yeah, little Worlds.
It's just seeming like an event and a half.
No, I mean, exactly, and they seem to want to make it a really grand event in the stream. They were talking about making it a great experience for everyone involved. So no, very exciting stuff. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And like we said, we got a little taste of events coming up in August, so we can get our feet wet before everything starts in October. But yeah, moving on, we have, talking about tournaments and stuff, we have had some updates to the tournament rules this week, so we'll quickly run through those. So Top Cut now has round times, and we have tiebreakers, so the games can actually finish now, which is really important. At UK Games Expo, we had an issue where we asked the judges what happens if we're tied, and it turned out the games just last forever at that point. But now that's all been sorted. A big one.
What's the tiebreaker? Sorry. Do we know what's the tiebreakers?
It's all in the rule book. I haven't actually looked at it.
Okay, we'll have a look.
I suspect it'll be something to do with damage on base.
Yeah, damage on base, cards and deck.
I think it's highest health on base, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
which is actually relevant if you're running a 25 health base. You're at a disadvantage to that.
Yeah, absolutely, that's true.
Big time.
But yeah, no, I think the big one for me, which really upset me about the tournament, is deck lists are no longer open during Swiss. They will only be open at Top Cut now. So you won't be sitting down and looking across the table at someone and they'll be like, oh, that's a nice tech for me to play around. Very cool.
No good to me, Dad.
Very, very, very good 2-5.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a very cool sort of little thing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. They plan to keep updating it during season 0, with the feedback given from the players. A lot of this feedback, I mean, I don't know about you, Chris, but I gave a lot of feedback when I went down to the store about the open deck list and stuff. I was really saying how bad that was for the game, really. I mean, it was good for me in some respects, because I was like, oh, blue control, yeah, how many super laser blasts are you playing? All right, only one, perfect. I don't have to play around it after you've played it once. It just kind of made things a bit less exciting, I guess, in a way.
Easy matchups easier and harder matchup harder, I think.
Yeah, I agree with Emmy. I think I came from it from the opposite perspective from you. I think if you're a new player or if you're a more casual player, it's a change that is beneficial for the friendliness and approachability of the game. It is a change that is probably a net positive. That being said, it made me sad because I really liked being able to just look at my opponent's deck list and go, ha, you don't have 3 Sabines? Okay.
Yeah,
no. You don't have three K2s? Budget player. I'm kidding, of course.
No, I mean, I don't know. I think it ruins the excitement of building decks for me, like to actually have any uniqueness. What's the point when everyone can just see what you've got? But obviously now that's been abolished.
Well, the advantage is you can fake people out, right? Like you can slam 3 final showdowns in the sideboard and then they sit there going, oh my god, is he going to board in those final showdowns? Now I have to play around final showdown. And you could just not even put them in.
Yeah.
So there's mine.
Yeah, which again, I don't see that as a positive thing, because you just having a weird advantage which wouldn't be there if you didn't see the list. But I mean, irrespective of that, I think it's cool that they've taken the feedback where a lot of people didn't like it. But yeah, no, that's about it. Obviously, we got the new promos as well that got announced this week. You'll be able to grab those at Gen Con, and what's the event this weekend? Is it Comic-Con that's going on, or it's an American
sort of
American event?
San Diego Comic-Con, right?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. So, and then there's an event in Germany and Europe for those as well in Essen.
Pick up Spiel Essen.
Yeah, so you can pick those up if you want. They look very nice. I'm hoping to get some myself. Fingers crossed.
Probably sell for loads too.
Yeah, I mean that is always a thing. Shiny cardboard's worth more than money to some, though. Some people like me. No,
I like money.
I like money too.
Money.
I like spending it on cardboard. But yeah, no. So loads of exciting news from FFG this week. But we're going to move on. We have been doing a little mini series this week of epic proportion, huge deck lists, huge pack openings from all the boys. I mean, we've all opened quite a lot, but you two have had a case battle. So we're going to talk about your results. So yeah, let's talk about the results, guys. We're going to get into who had the better case. It looks like, on a first glance, it looks fairly even. However, there are some pretty big cards either side of the fence, let's say. So yeah.
So actually, I don't know if Emmy has my polls in front of him, but I actually don't have his in front of me, so I can't remember. Oh, okay. So Emmy might have a better idea of the way this is going. So what we're going to do is we're going to go legendary by legendary, and we're going to go down, and we're going to announce. I'm sure you can see it on the screen, but I'm sure there are also audio-only listeners. What we got in each rarity. So I actually I realized in the picture I sent I didn't actually include the hyperspace. Oh no, wait, no, hold on.
It's there.
I have the wrong. Oh, silly me! I have the wrong case in front of me. Oh, how embarrassing!
Richard's just making up new cards. I actually pulled the showcase, but it's not in the picture.
Yeah. My showcase.
Just add it to the tally, guys.
My 16 showcase Kylo Rens. I mean, like, I can't believe I forgot to include this. How embarrassing! I
was doing a money spread with Kylo Ren showcases.
Right. Okay. Here we go. I've got it in front of me. Okay. Right. So we'll start off with Supreme Leader Snoke. So I got 1 base rarity and 1 hyperspace foil. What did you get me?
I've got 1 base rarity.
Okay, so the base rarity Snoke is £18, and the hyperspace foil Snoke is just filtering for foils. A card market does take a second here.
I'm gonna predict
Hyperspace foil is lowest in the UK is £116.
That seems realistic as fuck.
Yeah, definitely not literally double the others from Europe, but hey ho.
That is I mean, we're going by English highest, so
To be fair, the lowest English language is like 90, so it's not that different.
okay, yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, that's 90 then.
Okay, okay. Let's do the lowest in the UK.
No, that's what we said. The first in the UK, right? That's the lowest in the UK.
Emmy's like one of those sellers that's like, oh yeah, that price is no good to me. What about the eBay price? Oh yeah, that's much higher. Perfect.
The lowest in the UK is 117. The lowest English language is 87.
Ah, I see.
So we're saying UK, so it's 117. I'm sure that this will result.
It was 116 until a minute ago, and now it's rising in price.
Yeah, I mean,
it's 116.83. I felt bad for you, but screw you. I'm taking the pound. 117.
Every pound helps right now, honestly.
Every pound helps. Lock it in. Okay, next. Our next legendary is Ray, keeping the past. So I got just 1 copy of this in base rarity.
I've got 2 in base rarity.
Nice. So
I found 14.
14. I think I concur with that. Where I actually should probably just turn on that filter by UK. Probably make things a little easier. Does this one work? Yes, cool. I've got 16, lowest in the UK on Ray.
16.
Yeah. So £16 on Ray. Okay, our next legendary is the Mandalorian. Wherever I go, he goes. So I got 2 of this in base rarity and 1 in hyperspace.
Whoa. I've got 2 base rarity.
Okay, so the base rarity, lowest in the UK, is £17. And the hyperspace.
Yeah,
Sorry, the hyperspace is 36.
Oh wait, one of mine is normal, the other one is foil.
Ah, okay. So the foil on that is £25.
So 18 and 25.
It's interesting that card's holding its value because I'm really not seeing it played in any lists or anything.
I suspect Ray is really liking that card.
I mean, I haven't seen any Ray lists using it really. It's very strong though. Like,
it's pretty good, my friend. It's pretty good.
Yeah, but there's only enough spaces. Like, jeez, like,
not great.
For 6 energy, you could play a lot bigger things than that.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's a great card. Don't get me wrong. Like I say, I'm just surprised that it's well, I guess it's relative to the price of Ray because Ray's kind of not really a used card, so to speak. The legendary at the moment.
And the last legendary for blue is Second Chance. So the base rarity. So I got 1 base rarity and 1 foil.
I've got 1 base rarity.
So base rarity is £9. And foil, this is absolute cope. I doubt this is sold as 25.
We're gonna have to get a VAR check on that one.
It says 25.
Oh, question. How many legendaries have you found in total?
Oh, I think mine is 24.
24 as well.
Wow, exactly the same. That's chance of that are pretty slim, to be fair. But that's a nice average 4 per.
Yep.
4 per box is pretty good when you're seeing people getting only 2 in some instances.
Yes.
So.
Right. Our next legendary is Finalizer, Might of the First Order. So, how many of this did you get me?
Just 1, and I think it's normal. Just one
I
normal.
also just got one, and it is normal, and that is worth £9.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, not ideal.
Doesn't seem like a very highly printed card either, considering its cost.
You know what? I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's true. That. Like more often or not, when you see case openings, there is only one finalizer. There's only one of the yellow event cards as well. Generally, I've been noticing.
Yeah. Our next card is Rule with Respect. I got one of this in base rarity.
Rule with Respect. I think it's one for me as well. Yeah.
Yep, this is worth £7.
Wow, that is low. That's probably worth picking up for when it goes up in price.
I suspect this may be a really nice aggro mirror tool.
Wait, how much was it?
£7.
£7, really solidly.
I don't think it's the lowest one.
No. Well, yeah, we already had the second chance as the £5 one, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, second was 9.
No, second chance was
five.
Second chance was 9.
Oh, it was
It's
£9,
nine.
was it?
Yeah.
Where Ollie can check.
Yeah, it was £9.
Oh, my bad.
Endless Legions is our next, and I have one normal, one hyperspace.
Whoa. I've got just one normal.
Okay, the normal is £7. The hyperspace is 20.
Wow. I mean, the higher rarity legendaries is fair to be quite priced because they are very rare. Like
They are genuinely quite rare.
I saw one foil legendary out of my 6 cases or whatever.
6 cases.
Six boxes.
Cases.
Yeah, that's
Josh is doing case
great.
battles with himself.
Big baller over here.
Okay, our final green legendary is going to be the Darksaber. So I got 2 of this in base rarity.
I've got one normal and one foil.
Very nice. So the normal is £25. Unfortunately for Emmy, the foil is 27.
Wow.
Ow.
Someone, I don't know, man. You can get annoyed at Joey Tyke on Card Market. It's his fault.
Drop him a
Wait,
message
what are
real
you
quick.
doing, man?
Damn you, Joey. Someone buy something off him so we can get his address.
Based.
That's how it works on Card Market. Just so everyone knows, be careful. Don't mess with your souls.
All right, on to red. We've got Kylo's TIE Silencer. I got one of this in base rarity.
I've got 2 in base rarity.
Ooh, very nice. So this card in base rarity in the UK is going for £21.
Ooh, slightly risen from week 1. Pretty nice.
I think this card is being criminally undervalued. I think it'll be 30 to 40.
Yeah, I picked up mine for 20 quid each, and I am happy with that.
Yes.
I
Right,
don't,
next
I
up,
don't play Imperial Scum, so I'm fine
cringe
with
lord.
it.
I like Han.
What's next?
Next, we've got Kylo Ren Killing the Past. I got one of this in base rarity.
I've got one in base rarity and one hyperspace.
Ooh, very nice.
This
The base rarity is £12. And the hyperspace is, and I'm expecting this to be tasty,
26.
lowest in the UK, non-foil. Very, very nice indeed, 35.
That's pretty good.
35.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Card is sadly quite bad. Like I'm not into it. I like the
It's big stats. It's very big.
I like the thematic side of it, but I don't think it's it.
I don't know. I think it's very late. It is very, very late. And I think if you're not ECLing it in, it is a bit tough. But if you are ECLing it in,
Yeah, pretty nice in that situation. I guess it can be good if you can play it, ECL it in when you awaken with Rey would be pretty sweet, I guess.
All right, next we got Poe Dameron. Big hitter here.
Ooh, the boy.
So I got one of this in base rarity.
Same. Sedge.
£37.
No way.
Damn.
£37 for base rarity. Unreal.
I'm sad my hyperspace Poe was not in this case because
Guys, one thing to bear in mind is that prices can be cheaper on eBay for these things. Like literally, Poe today is around £10 cheaper on eBay. than
That's
that,
weird.
which is crazy. It's not all the time though. Like
We are using Card Market UK prices. Like all of these prices, lowest are significantly lower.
yeah, no, I don't doubt it.
But I mean, it averages out, so you know the difference between us will be what.
That's the
difference is.
market. That's the standardized market price though that people use in the UK to sell and buy. Really, so we may as well go with it.
Weirdly enough, shout out to Brexit. Anyway, Crate Dragon. I've got 1 in base rarity. Emmy, I think you've got slightly more than that.
I've got 1 in base rarity and 1 hyperspace.
So the base rarity is £32, and that hyperspace you pulled. I'm slightly scared to look at this number. 85.
£85 for a non-foil card.
That's huge. That is huge.
People are so high on that card right now. It's insane.
My God,
That's
an overvalued card if I've ever seen it. Emmy, sell that thing immediately.
Yeah, I'm trying.
For the record, the lowest in Card Market across the board is 50. So like, or 45. So like, it's the UK price is literally double.
Yeah.
Same with Hyperfoil Snoke. So I'm not, it is what it is. Anyway, on to the yellow legendaries, which are gonna finish us off here. So we start with Dryden Voss. I got 2 base rarity and a foil.
I've got 1 base rarity boss.
Okay, so the base rarity Voss is £15, and the foil is £19.
15, you said?
Yes. Next up, we've got Final Showdown. I got 1 of this in base rarity.
Final Showdown, 1 base rarity myself.
So this card in base is £8.
Very reasonable price. Probably a good time to pick these cards up, actually.
Agreed. I think some of like the ones that are not super hyped, now is the best time to pick them up because they are very, very cheap. Next up, we've got DJ. I got 1 of this in base rarity.
Got 3.
3 and things. £12.
I thought it was really cheap.
Yeah, I mean, it started actually cheaper than that, so it has risen slightly. Which is
It needs to keep rising, in my opinion, because this card is undervalued.
Wait, how much? You said
12. 1, 2.
Yeah, 12. Yeah.
I think there should be 20.
How much is it in foil, out of curiosity? Just because I got 1 in foil, which I
there actually isn't a foil listed in the UK.
Oh wow! So
Oh wait, hold on, that's a lie. I had the filter set to know. Lowest in foil is 25.
yeah, mate.
Sorry, it's 17.
70, huh?
17, 17.
Oh, okay.
I missed it.
I was gonna say that really
I
would
was like,
be.
I got 2.
That would be UK card market prices for sure.
Indeed. All right, and finally we have got Evacuate for the legendaries. So I've got a couple rares to talk about. So Evacuate, I got 1 in base rarity.
Same.
So the base rarity is £11. Weirdly, there is a foil listed that is the cheapest on the market for £9.50, but it's listed in excellent condition rather than near mint condition. So
There must be like a little
scuff or something on it.
yeah.
Okay, so those are the legendaries. I suspect that is going to be where the major battle is fought, but there are a couple of noteworthy rares. We haven't priced out all the rares, but there are
A lot of them are very, very cheap, like under £1, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it's kind of redundant.
But Wrecker and Maul are 2 legendaries which are across the board being valued quite highly. So, in terms of what we got for these cards, I got 3 Mauls. I got 2 in base rarity and 1 in foil.
I've got 2 moles.
2 Mauls. Base rarity?
Base rarity.
So base rarity Maul is £10, and foil Maul is £11.
Wow, I mean, just the fact that it's more expensive than a big chunk of the legendaries is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
A chunk of them, to be fair.
Yeah. Playability is so.
100%.
It's huge in this game for sure.
And finally, we have got Wrecker. So I got 2 copies of this card in base rarity.
Same.
And Wrecker is £6.
£6.
Really?
Seems pretty reasonable.
That's cheaper than I expected, to be fair.
Yes, I think this should also be like 10 to 15, but it's not as cool as the Dark Side stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's just Bad Batch, isn't it? Which is a bit more niche in the Star Wars fandom. Still a cool character for sure.
So the final thing I think we should note about cracking these cases is we spent £510 per case. So that's how much our buy-in cost was. I think now is the time for the reveal. So Emmy, do you want to go first or second, or should I flip a coin or something? Or?
I'll go first. Sure. I was just doing the summing now. It's good to mention how much we spent, because my total comes to £505.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's actually really nice.
That's impressive.
Because we haven't accounted for like obviously all the rares and all the commons and
Hyperspace. Yeah, I have a couple of hyperspace rares that could be worth like maybe like £2, £3, £5. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's very nice.
That's really
worth
impressive.
saying again. This is Card Market UK prices, so maybe not 10 to 20% off of this, but like yeah.
Still, like I think it's like a good.
I mean, if you were to
investment,
sell it all, they would go at those prices most likely. Maybe not the big hitter cards.
Maybe not the hyperspace crate.
Yeah, but the standard legendaries are in hot demand at the moment. Like people are eating those up. But yeah, so what about you, Chris? What was your total? Let's see.
Ollie, let me know.
Let's see who the winner is.
Ollie has it.
Yeah, the hyperspace foil Snoke is doing a lot of carrying here, but we got a grand total of £573.
Oh, an absolute hammering. So over
nice.
£60 in difference. So
70.
Oh, yeah.
68.
Yeah, in between 60 and 70.
The date matters, guys.
So yeah, I mean,
that's
very close. I mean, obviously, what's noteworthy is neither of you hit a showcase, which obviously would have turned the tide immediately. That was cool.
Well, I think that's the thing. Yeah, and it goes to show that like, so I think a lot of people really complained about the pull rates in this game. The reason they are what they are is so you can buy this much sealed product and it doesn't immediately feel awful. Because we didn't hit one of the massive hitters, right? Like, yes, I did get a hyperspace foil Snoke, but if you remove that and if it had just been another hyperspace legendary, I would have gotten basically what Emmy got, right? And we both would have been pretty happy with the amount we spent for what we got. We got all the base rarity rares as well.
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that in monetary value, it's evened basically with what was spent. That's very rare.
Yeah, that's not something I've experienced in other card games.
Yeah, that's extremely rare, and we're at a point where the market is flooded with cards. We're not it's not like there's not many on Card Market. So no, I think it's an amazing.
Yeah, we
result.
come from a game that like the most like rare cards go for like £3-4, you know.
Yeah,
so it's interesting. I was looking just for my sake, like Poe Hyperspace Poe, you can find it for £70. How is Snoke so much?
Well, Snoke is really good.
Remember, he's foil. He's foil, so
it's hyperspace.
No, foil hyperspace
for Poe.
Foil hyperspace Poe is £70.
Oh,
no, surely not. Are you sure?
Yeah. Look at it.
In the UK or
in the UK, yes.
Damn, that I buy.
Yeah, but there's one at 68, one at 70, one at 72. For 3 different people. So
I mean, blue generally, like Blue Control has a tax on it, doesn't it? Because people hate playing against it, so they just put the price of the cards as high as possible, especially for max rarity.
It is generally just a very expensive deck due to the sheer number of legendaries you have to play as well.
Yeah. Right, all right, I'm going to take your stuff down then. So, Krish, congratulations. You are the winner of Set 2 Case Battle.
What's my prize?
Emmy
has to buy me.
Yeah, Emmy has to buy you. Emmy has to buy you a single pack.
Okay.
When you're next together.
I'll take it.
And then we can open it at the start of the next podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You think I have that much self-control?
Dude, how much was Snoke again? Hyperspace?
It's at 116 on Hyperspace.
Oh, Emmy's getting a second opinion. Look.
No. I wanna check the other ones. So Dragon is 120, which makes sense. Yeah.
To clarify, no, it doesn't. These are ridiculous prices.
Yeah,
Neither of these cards justify spending that much money on them.
I mean,
every time I see people, they pull, oh my god, I got a Hyperspace full Crate Dragon. Oh my god. Use it in one deck. It's a one deck card.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think then? What was your favorite card that you pulled out of the
Hyperspace?
Hyperspace Snoke, right? Like, I mean, seeing that, because the thing is, here's what was annoying. That is technically rarer than a showcase. Hyperspace foil is 15% rarer than a showcase.
That's true. Yeah, it is.
Which is so annoying. It's
Yeah,
like I'd much rather
the prices don't really reflect. Although there's like 18 different showcases, so the chances of getting specific showcases is maybe
16 different legendaries.
Yeah, no, it's true.
It's probably about the same, but I think it's because the difference is so stark between a showcase and a base.
You can get base rarity, foil, hyperspace, and hyperspace foil for each one of the legendaries.
What about you?
The leader is on the board for the whole game.
Yeah, that's right. So that's true. Yeah. What was your favorite card that you pulled, Ollie? So far?
Honestly, I think it might be the Kylo's TIE Silencer.
Yeah, fair.
That card is so good. 2 mana 3/2 space.
I mean, I'm really digging the mercenary gunship, man. I know it's got the same stats as that, and it's just uncommon, and it just seems really slept on as well. I don't really see anyone play it since Krish hyped it up. I was like, all right, I'm gonna look into this card, and I've been really enjoying it. So I'm sure playing them together is probably awesome.
You open 2 showcase, and your favorite is the mercenary gunship.
No. I was just comparing it to.
Okay.
I mean, look,
I haven't seen a sale post up for those showcases yet either. What are you doing?
I don't know. I don't need to sell them right this second. It's fine.
I'm bad. I'll sell them.
No, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on the market. People are opening up boxes right now. I don't think the market's very stable for them. I think they'll probably end up around 150 to 200 quid each. No one's paying the obscene prices, like no one's paying 120 quid for your.
Yeah, I saw Ray for 400 being.
I mean, Ray at 400 actually seems more realistic. Like,
really?
Well,
I mean, it's a lot, but it's a lot, but it's more realistic than characters from sub films and stuff. I think Ray is I know she's from the newer movies, but she is a main character, and I think that holds a bit of weight. And she's actually good and playable. But maybe
if we look at because I'm gonna filter here, and we'll
do
look
a market
at
watch of what they're costing.
Yeah, if we look at the showcases from set 1, Spark Rebellion extras, that's going to be all the price higher though. So Boba Fett is of course the most expensive, and he's £450 on Card Market. Set 1 Boba Fett is £450. I'm not giving you 400 for Rey. Are you kidding me, dude?
No, that's fair enough.
The next most expensive is Leia, who is 270. Palpatine's 250. Han is 235. Sabine Wren, one of the best leaders in the game, is 185. And then there's Boba at the cream of the crop. Then there's a wave around 250 of the original trilogy film characters, right? Leia, Palpatine, Han. And then Sabine at 185, I think purely because she's very, very playable. And then at 150, you've got Thrawn, you've got Grand Inquisitor, you've got Chewbacca, you've got Hera, you've got Krennic, you've got Iden, Cassian. All of these are around Jin, Chirrut. All of these are around the 100 to 120 range.
Which kind of makes
actually that bad, to be fair. I always thought they were way more.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense.
This is why I'm not spending this silly money on it, because I think everyone right now is out of their mind, and give it 3 months, all the prices are going to be through the floor. So I would sell ASAP if I was trying to sell my showcase. I would get rid ASAP.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough, and I do agree with you. It's just there's, like I say, there's a lot of competition going on with selling and stuff at the moment, and I don't mind letting it stabilize a bit. At the end of the day, yeah, I don't know. I'm just not in a huge rush. I'm sure I will get rid of them soon, but at the same time, I'm still relishing in the enjoyment of pulling them, I guess, is the old school way of looking at it. But yeah, very lucky for me. Maybe that's. I mean, I don't buy cases as much anymore because of the way boosters are mapped and stuff. It can lead to like a sort of telegraphed experience sometimes, and because I've bought quite a lot of cases of Dragon Ball and stuff like that, and as soon as you pull the main hits, the rest of the box is a bit depressing. It's like but no, I found buying a few boxes here and there from different shops sort of put me in a position where I could potentially get more and maybe less. It's all a gamble at the end of the day, but gamble responsibly, kids. Yeah, I definitely bought the equivalent of a case to get my cards. So it's not like I just bought 2 boxes and got super lucky or whatever. I spent out of my teeth, but no. Yeah, I feel like I made my investment back. If I was to buy the singles I wanted now, I probably would have ended up spending the same amount because most of my pools, I think I only traded away a few of them. So it's all relative, right? But yeah, no, I had a lot of fun opening set 2. I'll open my weekly packs, but I doubt I'll be buying any more boxes now. What about you guys? Are you tempted to buy more boxes after the fact to try and get those showcases, or not feeling so lucky at this point?
I think 2 cases is enough.
Yeah, I mean, that's an overstatement, probably. What about you, Emmy?
No comment.
He's gonna get more.
He's tempted. Look at him.
Oh, I love it.
I swear every locals he's been to, he's been dropping in the group chat. I got another box. I got another pre-release kit. Check my pools.
Kylo, legally, you do need to trade it to me.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe I'll bring some packs down to London.
I'll give you my whole binder, but legally you need to trade it to me.
Maybe I'll bring some packs down to London when I come down. We'll have a pack battle or something in person.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, no. So pretty fun. No, I'm really excited to start playing Constructed now. That's the main reason we were getting the boxes. Obviously, it's fun to get the pools, but getting the cards we want to play with is all important. So yeah, really looking forward to playing. What leaders are you guys like on first? I mean, this would be question time on the round for this week. What leaders are you most enjoying right now? Set 1 or set 2 with the new cards incorporated. I'm going to go ahead and say you're all going to be like, oh, he's going to say Han again. But no, I'm going to say I'm really enjoying Ray right now because it's kind of a fresh approach. And yeah, what do you know? Experience points tokens on weenies is pretty strong. What about you, Ollie?
Grand Inquisitor. Always Grand Inquisitor.
That
leader's so cool, and it just got better in the new set.
Any card in particular that's pushing up its stock right now for you? What aspect are you playing with it? Are you playing mono red?
Yellow.
Oh, yellow.
Yeah. I'm enjoying doing some cheeky stuff with like just restanding cards like Dr. Everzan, getting an extra 3 damage, extra trades in with the shield, and then bouncing it back with McClunky you get so much value off of that.
Yeah, that's huge, yeah. What about you, Krish? What have you been enjoying?
He's bloody stolen it. I was going to say GI as well. I've been playing a lot of GI blue and a lot of GI yellow. But I'm going to give a different answer because Ollie's told my answer. I'm going to say I've been really enjoying playing. It is Boba, but it's not normal Boba. It's all space triple dark raid Boba.
Oh, yeah.
It is absolutely hilarious. It's super toxic, and it makes a lot of my opponents want to quit. And that is what I'm here for.
Triple dark raid is such a cool card from this
funny card.
What about you, Emmy? You said you've been enjoying Han Red, but what are the cards that are attracting you to it? Come on, sorry.
And green, yes. Which cards? I just want to play the dragon, honestly. Just slam it on the board. But the thing is, like, there's so many things that like capture units and stuff, which, yeah, they can be quite difficult to deal with, especially like post side. So I'm thinking like, what kind of changes?
Yeah, I
after
mean,
side?
that damn dragon
Side
is
on-
a gatekeeper. I feel like you have to have an answer for him if you're not going to win.
Yeah, I
win
played
the game
against
early.
the.
It's such a tough card to deal with.
I played against the Boba. Against the Jabba yesterday, and they flipped the leader, stole my dragon,
Ooh.
but then I was able to timely intervention a wrecker and kill Jabba, like 12 damage, 5 from the resource and 7 from
Crazy.
it's insane, honestly.
Yeah, that's just nuts. That's a
Yeah.
bad day in the office for any Jabba player for sure. But that goes to show that it can literally clear any leader pretty much, except for, I guess. I mean, it would even clear Iden, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Even with the
The
shield.
The only one, Palpatine's 410, right? So yeah, there isn't a leader big enough.
Yeah, crazy, insane.
Really good.
Wrecker's a really good card. Definitely. But
Who
yeah,
could have seen this coming?
sure. With a name like that. But yeah, no. So thanks again, guys. Really great episode this week. It's been really fun to talk about your case battle and talk about all the organised play updates. And yeah, if you're going to be out in the UK for tournaments in August, we will be there. And we want to face you and beat you. So get your decks together and get ready. But yeah. We'll see you all next week, guys. And we have lots of content coming. We're gonna do some probably record some games, I guess, soon. Now we've got some decks together and stuff, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, let us know also what kind of content you would like to see, like gameplay or deck reviews
Or Emmy's OnlyFans, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all viable, guys. So just let us know what you want to see, and
Case battle, you have to do everything we tell them to do.
we'll get it done.
Yeah.
We'll do everything. We'll do anything. Goodbye.